Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as I'm.
Hello, bonjour and bonani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. My name is Dr. Riel Ngunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So if you're watching us online, please feel free to put in the chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to achieve from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have amazing speakers who's going to share some nuggets on human rights. Yes, human rights. So in Dallas, Texas, we have Catherine Michelle. And in Edmonton, Alberta, we have Lisa Muala. So at this moment, I'll just let our speakers to introduce themselves. So you can go ahead, Catherine. You're muted. Unmute yourself.
Hello, I'm sorry about that. Hi, everyone. I am Catherine B. Mitchell. I am known as a transformed survivor. I'm a certified coach. I'm a motivational speaker, and I'm also a best-selling author of an anthology book titled The Queendom Diary, and I'm embarking on a new journey of publishing my first book. So,
oh, wow. Wow, it's such a great honor to have you, Catherine, and I can't wait to hear your message. Thank you. You can go ahead, Lisa, and introduce yourself, please.
Good morning. I'm Lisa Mueller. I live just outside of Edmonton, Alberta. I'm a certified leadership coach and business consultant with many years of consulting experience and really mentoring and coaching people to the next level.
Oh, wow. Wow. It's such a great honor to have you, Lisa, and I can't wait to hear your message as well. So, you know, like human rights, when we talk of human rights, it's quite a sensitive subject to discuss. So here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, we always have a disclaimer. We are only here to provide information about human rights to the public. So legal information is not the same as legal advice as to the application of law to an individual specific circumstances. So we cannot offer any legal advice in response to specific questions. So we strongly recommend that you consult a lawyer if you need such help. So Michelle, Catherine, I have a question for you. If you happen to have your own billboard, I can see your billboard coming down there in the busy highway in Texas. What will your billboard say? You're still muted. You're still muted.
Okay. My billboard would say that Catherine B. Mitchell, she is a fighter, she is passionate, and she will fight to the end. She's not a quitter. She always strives to do the best that she can be. But it would definitely say that I'm a fighter at heart.
Wow, I love it. I love it. You are a fighter. You never give up. You stand for what you believe. I love it. I love it. How about you, Lisa? What will your billboard say? Maybe it's already down. Maybe it's already down there in the busy highway outside Edmonton. What will it say?
Every day is a new day to start again. I believe in really what you're promoting, Catherine, transformation. It's a gift that we have every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Every day is a new day. Yes, I believe in everything new. New weather, new season, like everything is a new day. Every day is a new day. I love it. I love it. So I think mine will be the third billboard driving down the highway, and it's going to say what? The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights, and it's definitely coming. It's coming. So ladies, we're going to get started. We have Catherine Michelle. If you've never heard of any highly motivated, passionate, and a powerhouse, at least now you've heard, because Catherine Michelle is a world-renowned best-selling author, certified life coach, and a certified fire speaker that impacts women globally through her compelling story of victory. She is known for her authentic and transparent approach when delivering her message that will move the hearts of her audience, and want all to hear is compelled to reach for a better life of purpose and love. So Catherine is a purpose-driven and a determined woman who is on a mission to see the women she coached to be free, stay free, and walk in freedom from fear. She uses her experiences in life to guide women to their best life and best version of themselves by helping them create the life they love. So her legacy will be remembered throughout history from her books, her speeches, coaching programs, and by the women she touched. Catherine is your girl if you are ready to experience a life free from the FDS, be whole and healed. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Catherine Michelle.
Oh my God, where do I begin? So I would like to begin with a quote. And I love this quote very, very much. I don't know if you guys heard of, her name is Meg Meeker. And she once said that I can tell you that fathers changes lives as my father changed mine. And most definitely, my father changed my life. And so I just wanted to ask you guys, rather if it's in a good way or a bad way, how many of you can say that your father changed your life? Right. Many of us can say that. I want to share with you that I remember when I was about 6 years old, and I remember just being so happy walking through the mall, and I was holding my dad's hand. And I didn't know, and I didn't believe that that would be the last time that I would see my father. And at that moment, the FDS came alive in my life. The FDS led me to stay in a 12-year abusive relationship. It led me in the streets looking for love in all the wrong places. And the FDS almost cost me my life. And today I'm here to share that FDS experience. I'm here to help you overcome and break that cycle of the FDS. And I know that you may be wondering, what is the FDS? You're just itching and dying to know. Well, I'm definitely not talking about the feminine deodorant spray, but I'm here to tell you, I am talking in regards to the fatherless daughter syndrome. How many of you have heard of that? The fatherless daughter syndrome. It is an emotional system disorder that leads to repeated dysfunction relationship decision. It is also caused by the lack of trust, self-worth, and it's also due to the fact of not having that father-daughter bond. The father not giving the daughter what a healthy, caring, loving relationship looks like, right? So therefore, it leads her to look for love in all the wrong places. And the FDS, it's a lifelong syndrome. If it goes unrecognized and unknowledged, you can live with this syndrome for a lifetime. And so I'm here today to help you break it so that we can break the transition to our children and our children's children. So therefore, this is why I talk about the FDS. I educate on the FDS and the importance of the FDS and how I was able to transform my life. And today, I just want to share with you that one tip that allowed me to transform my life today, and that is forgiveness. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is freedom. And forgiveness does not mean that it's okay what the other person did. It does not mean that you have to still have a connection or a bond with them. Forgiveness really means that you're no longer going to hold on to that pain, that you're no longer are going to allow that pain to control your life. Forgiveness means that you're taking power back. You're walking in freedom now, and you're controlling your own life and your own destiny by creating a life that you love, by moving past the hurt and the pain that somebody else has caused you. So today, I just want to encourage somebody to make that decision, to forgive somebody who have hurt you, and to create the life that you love. Don't allow anybody to control your life, because as human, we do have the right to have power over our life and not to be in bondage or in slavery or just stuck, because forgiveness, it keeps us stuck and in bondage. And so I want to encourage somebody to forgive those who have wronged you so that you can live the life that you desire, that you deserve to live. And my name is Catherine B. Mitchell. You can follow me on all social media platforms at catherinebmitchell.com. You can also book a free session with me right now. I have a 30-minute free session that you can go to my website at www.catherinebmitchell.com. And I do offer some freebies. I have some free t-shirts that I am giving away, my beautiful individual that can heal shirts. And if you guys want a shirt, make sure that you inbox me and I will send you a free shirt. I'm gonna give you a sample of what they look like, just a bit here. So this is what they look like. And these are what I'll be giving away. This is a freebie. It stands for beautiful individual that can heal. So these are people who believe that they can heal. These are people that wants to heal. And so that is the meaning of the BICTH. And so I am known as well as Coach Bitch, as a lot of people like to call it, but that is the meaning and the purpose of it. And so I thank you so much for this opportunity to share my story and to give out that point about forgiveness, because forgiveness is what we need to set us free.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Catherine, you've mentioned that forgiveness is freedom. We're talking of human rights. Human rights is freedom. At the same time, you've mentioned that we shouldn't allow anybody to control our lives, because the moment you hold the grudge, the moment you don't forgive anybody, you are in prison. You are just in prison of your life forever. But the moment you just let go and let God, as I always say, you live freely. That's forgiveness. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Catherine, for sharing such a powerful, profound, much needed message. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now we are moving to Lisa. Lisa Moella, she strives on creating a safe space, creating safe spaces and empowering others. She is a certified leadership coach, change management specialist, everything DISC, and 5 behaviors authorized partner, facilitator, business consultant, and an aspiring author. So Lisa recently completed a certificate in equity, diversity, and inclusion from a local college. So as an active Rotarian, she has been engaged in this learning for over a decade, where she has mentored over 2,500 youth, and in turn, each one seems to have mentored her. I love that. I love that. So in her business, Lisa helps her clients discover the next level. I hope everyone is ready to discover the next level. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Lisa Moella.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kunene. This is such an amazing platform to share and learn from, and I'm pleased to be a part of it. So I grew up in a small town, white girl, Alberta, where there was little diversity, or diversity that I recognized as a young person. I went to school with maybe a handful of people who weren't pasty white like me, maybe 1 or 2 kids that now identify other than their birth gender or sexual orientation, other than what I knew as normal. I just didn't know. And fast forward to now raising my children, growing up in that same small town environment, maybe slightly more diverse, but obviously still sheltered. While on vacation with my children in another province, as we exited the Tim Hortons drive-through, my youngest daughter, who was 7 at the time, announced to us her dismay that we would never have a Tim Hortons in our town because we had no Filipinos. I was stunned. I paused in disbelief, and then I used it as a teaching moment. And every day after that, intentional about conversations. Again, she just didn't know. Still, I had really little knowledge or understanding myself and really chose to live in our little bubble until I found Rotary International. And my volunteer work has opened so many doors to learning, experiencing, and having conversations. So although I have mentored over 2,500 youth in just over a decade, I have been mentored by over 2,500 youth. I have learned so much through having these conversations, and they've inspired me to continue my learning to do better. And as I've just completed my certification as an EDI specialist, you know, I want to be intentional about continuing my learning. And, you know, as recent as last week, I had this profound aha moment as I was reading comments from another student. She was referring to the layers of diversity model, but I heard it differently this time. And I recognized those layers within myself, and I recognized the beauty in diversity on a new level. So seeking not just to see differences, but to see opportunities to learn and grow from others, and who have, you know, different lived experiences than I, who have different heritage than I, and to embrace the beauty of it all. If we can grow together as individuals and embrace the beauty of diversity, we're one step closer to creating safe and inclusive spaces. I also learned that diversity is much more than just the LGBTQ2S+ community or people of color. It's the spectrum of skills and talents, backgrounds, and everything in between. When my children were small, they would talk about, you know, another person maybe that had angered them, or they were disappointed with, or had questions. And my response was, if we were all the same, life would be boring. Other key words that really stood out for me are intent versus impact. This really resonated with me as someone who would never intend to hurt someone, but undoubtedly, I know I have, even through the way that maybe I've asked questions, although as my curiosity, maybe they weren't quite appropriate. So as you said, we're all works in progress. A few weeks ago, we volunteered at the Ronald McDonald House for families with sick children, and we provided brunch for residents. Our instructions were to prepare food for 40 people with vegetarian options for about 10 to 15 people. So sure, no problem. We all thought, okay, great. We shopped, we chopped, we cooked, we served, and we packaged up the leftovers into individual portions as required, so families could gather them as they returned from the hospital as needed. As we were finishing the packaging, in walks a woman wearing a headscarf, and my heart just sank at that moment of realization that we had only provided pork meat options, and that the vegetarian leftovers were inadvertently packaged with the meat. And I just went, oh, no. I felt terrible. I felt ashamed because I knew better. But in the haste of making this project happen last minute, it wasn't top of mind. Intent versus impact certainly smacked me in the face that day, as I'm sure it did that woman and her family. However, what I did learn is how to face it head on. And I went and had a conversation with her, and I explained the error that we had made in packaging the vegetarian options incorrectly. And I apologized, and I shared with her, okay, you know, this is what we can provide for you today. And I committed to doing better next time. Those are the true steps that will move us forward, apologizing and committing to do better. I also ask their staff to remind the volunteers in the onboarding email in the future about the packaging and tell them the whys, right? And just to remind people, because not everybody thinks of these things. And it's one way, one small way to move forward. I also made notes on the files for our projects so that, again, next time we'll do better. And I had a conversation with our team about what we can do better next time. As well, a few months ago, I had another amazing experience volunteering with a Rotary initiative. We hosted high school students in a program called the Rotary Adventures in Human Rights. We were in Winnipeg, Alberta. Students from across the country, including 2 international students, one from Vietnam, one from Poland, 2 refugees from Africa, an immigrant from Pakistan, a second-generation immigrant from Mexico, along with a number of other Caucasian students from across the country. Each of them was vulnerable and curious to have important conversations. Also key to one step moving forward, being truly vulnerable and curious. We spent several days at the Canadian Museum for Human Rights, and we saw much of the world history through a new lens. And what was so inspiring was the conversations these youth were having on these topics. I know that based on their desires to be the change we need to see, there will be change. I'd like to encourage everyone watching here to spend some time talking with the youth and hear their perspectives. Share in the mentorship that it's a two-way street. And most importantly, remember, intent versus impact. It matters. Be intentional with your learning, have respectful conversations, and let's change this world one conversation at a time. I wish you all peace and love.
Wow, Lisa, that was a profound message. Do you want to share with the audience how they can reach out to you?
Absolutely. lisamueller.com is my website, and my email is there as well, lisa@lisamueller.com. As a coach, I also offer discovery sessions free of charge to see if we're a fit to work together and what kind of work you'd like to do. So thank you.
Wow, wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Lisa. Oh my goodness, you are just the change that we want to see in this world. We will have to make everyone around us feel comfortable to be around us. That's inclusion. And you've mentioned everything on equity and diversity, and the way you mentor this youth. You know, honestly, equity is the ability to provide reasonable services for all citizens. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, blue, red, green. We are all equal in dignity. We are, yes. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. I can see our audience online. I believe that they've been really inspired with all these messages. They've been moved, and they are ready to rise to greater heights. So to our audience online, please feel free. If you happen to have any questions for Catherine, for Lisa, please drop your questions in the chat box. And you know what? We're going to attend to your questions at the end of the podcast. So I am going to be the next speaker because it's not going to be a show without me showing up. So I'm going to be the next speaker right now. What I'm going to do before I speak, I'm going to share my bio and then I will come back. Let me see. I'll come back and speak. So please enjoy.
I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. Really, my goal as a mentor or as a coach, it's so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to pursue success and drive sustainable.
I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights.
Dr. Nampumalelo Rial Kunene is an international human rights policy analyst who consults on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance. She is a highly sought-after, energetic, certified Lace Brown international speaker. This passionate leader holds a PhD with a discipline in leadership and business. Dr. Rial N. Kunene is the author and host to Rise to Greater Heights, a book and YouTube channel to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. She is also a coach, mentor, and an MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. Her vision is not only to motivate, but also to empower audiences with a fresh perspective inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes. In a seriously funny way, Dr. Kunene is an award-winning author, 10 times #1 Amazon and international best-selling author. Her #1 best-selling book, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. As a trainer, diplomacy protocol officer, and strategist, Rial believes that we are in full control of our choices. Her mission is to meet the needs and transform lives of her clients and her audience. She is also a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations. Dr. Kunene's purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help organizations understand and promote human rights. Her goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs, then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. This change maker, trailblazer, and revolutionary is pushing boundaries and creating a real change worldwide. Like a phoenix that never accepted defeat and rose from its own ashes, she wants to challenge you to unleash your greatness and rise to greater heights. Dr. Rial N. Kunene wears many hats. As a professional certified sales manager, CEO, certified travel counselor, publisher, medical esthetician, philanthropist, and a commissioner for oaths, following her dreams gave her purpose to see her goals through and understand that she does have everything she needs to reach her full potential. Her everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish your dreams. Hebrews 11, Psalms 27 and 40 keeps her to rise to greater heights. The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Kings and queens, please join me. Welcome, Dr. Rial N. Kunene.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much, amazing speakers. So all these amazing speakers have shared all the nuggets, really all the nuggets that you just want to hear about human rights. So what exactly is left for me to share? You know what, I'm going to try to fit in those shoes because these speakers really, they've set the bar high. But before I continue, I just want to double check if I'm in the right platform here. How many of you with the raise of hand can say that, Riel, I have never, ever complained in life, never, ever complained in life. Seemingly, I'm in the right platform because, you know, sometimes in life we go complaining about everything. Oh, the weather is really bad today. Traffic was worse than expected. My family drives me crazy sometimes. Oh, the movie was really disappointing. You name it. You know, though whining can be a way to build an inspiration, it can also keep us from acting. And it gives excuses time to procrastinate from achieving goals. One thing I've realized is that we usually complain in the wake of a negative situation. You tend to focus more on the problem than finding potential solutions. So it's always much easier to complain than to find a solution. And individuals who whine on a regular basis, they're apt to have a bad health. So next time we'll find you complaining that, why do pizzas come in square boxes yet they're round? And funny enough, they're cut in triangles. Does that sound like you? Yeah, please write this down, write this down. What are human rights? What are human rights? I know Katrin mentioned everything on forgiveness. And then Lisa on the other side, she mentioned everything on equity, diversity, and inclusion. So now I'm asking you, what comes into your mind when you hear the word human rights? Human rights. You can put it in a chat box, and then you know what? I'll come back and check your understanding on human rights, because really, when we talk of human rights are the fundamental rights and freedoms that are inherent to all human beings, regardless of your gender, nationality, place of residency, sex, ethnicity, religion, or even your skin color. Human rights are not just about the law. So human rights are non-discriminatory, meaning that all human beings are entitled to them, and you can never, ever be excluded from your own human rights. Good people, you really don't have to see the whole staircase in life, but you need to take the first step to get to the top. As my mentor always say, that you don't have to be great to get started, but you'll have to get started to become great in life. So get started today, because my everyday book says that, it always says that learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause. So get started today. Do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause. Because I know that we all have a voice, but not everyone knows how to use it. So as an advocate for human rights, I always encourage change makers and educate them on the issues at hand so that their voices can be heard too. So I work with different individuals in charge, listening closely before calling out issues that need change. Because I serve not just as a vocal protester, but I go just one step further by encouraging these changes. Oh my God, I'm getting tongue-tied. It's a Friday morning. So I encourage these changes through education instead of just merely telling government leaders why something needs fixing, which happens quite frequently. So to me, really, it was the death of George Floyd that made me to realize that we need to stand for a world where no one shall live in fear because of the color of their skin, and where the criminal justice system treats everyone fairly and equally. If you remember it very well, in May 25th, 2020, George Floyd died in police custody in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This 46-year-old Black man was arrested and killed after a convenience store employee called 911 on Floyd's suspicion of passing a counterfeit $20 bill. The video that was captured by a bystander, it showed George Floyd pinned face down on the ground and in handcuffs, and one of the police officers pressing his knee against his neck as he was pleading for help. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And finally, he fell silent. May his soul rest in eternal peace. It's so impossible not to be outraged after watching that video of the Minneapolis officer pressing his knee against Floyd's neck for a period initially reported to be 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I believe that everyone is born free and everyone has the right to life, and no one should ever be subject to such unjustified violence. Hence, I am here today to educate everyone to know their human rights. Always seek passion, good people. Try by all means to get familiar with your human rights so that you will know next time when your human rights have been violated. So our organization, it fills a critical role in society by providing valuable services that governments may not always be able to deliver, from poverty relief to human rights advocacy. We are vital for supporting the most vulnerable members of our communities. We are an integral part of society, and we're involved like globally. We're involved in human rights, climate change, as well as humanitarian aid, because there are many ways in which we need to persuade governments to adopt human rights related legislations. Some of these may include like providing information for the general public through seminars like this, through exhibits, side events, and formal speeches, or even lobbying like officials during meetings and negotiations. You know, it's so funny how my mom and dad gave me this beautiful, beautiful name, Nompumelelo. I know many, when they try to say my name, they always butcher my name, but you know, my name has a meaning, and it has a powerful, powerful meaning. My name, in my own language, it means mother of all success. So you can see that I am really, really challenged to chase after success. No matter what comes my way, I'll have to chase after success. So if I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve maybe in the next 6 months? I know myself, I am one of those people. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. So as a human rights analyst, my purpose is so simple. My purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help organizations understand and promote human rights. So I also make a difference by bringing solutions and educating others. It was Barack Obama who once said, "The future rewards those who press on." I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. So press on today, because you really don't have to be politically involved to learn about your human rights. All human beings are entitled to them, and you can never, ever be excluded from your own human rights. Why? I'm glad you've asked that, because these are God-given fundamental rights and freedoms. So as flight attendants always say, that put on your oxygen mask first before you assist others, because if you don't, you and the other person you are trying to help could possibly go down. So put on that oxygen mask first to yourself before you go out there and try to save the world. Get familiar with with your own human rights. It's a wake-up call, good people. This is a wake-up call. But when that alarm clock goes off, please, please, don't ever hit the snooze button. Don't be like, I will wake up in the next 2 minutes. I will wake up in the next 4 minutes. You know what? Forever is a long time. Why don't you wake up, get going, and learn about your human rights? Remember that a right is a freedom of some kind. It doesn't matter where we were born or what kind of family we were born into. We all have the internal recognition of the moral quality of one's motives and actions. It was Nelson Mandela who once said, "To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity." And trust me, this message stirred something within me, because I am a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations from even happening in the first place. So I consult on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance. I advise on best practices for implementing human rights programs. And I can also assist with the audits of operations against international standards. So I do research and help draft human rights related policies, such as discrimination at work, harassment at work, diversity and inclusion, patients' rights, and many, many more human rights related policies. I am your go-to girl, because I have the duty of raising awareness of people's rights and providing solutions, because I believe that an essential thing in human rights is based on the principle of respect for the individual. So I work towards raising awareness and providing solutions, believing that the most critical thing in our species is based on moral grounds, because each individual deserves respect. I mean, no matter who they are or what they are doing, they deserve respect. I so wish that you could just tell yourself that, you know what, I've had enough. I've had everything on human rights. So I'd have to go out there and be the change that we want to see in this world. But for you to go out there and be the change or make a difference, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be hungry like the hungry lion in the jungle. Really, that hungry lion in the jungle, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. It doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant or that small squirrel by the jungle. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. And it's so funny, because even with elephants, when they say lion, what they do is that they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. They already told themselves that, you know what, I'm a lunch to that lion. So each and every time when I see a lion, I'll have to run. I believe that's the lion mindset that we need in order for us to make a difference in this world, because I believe that we all rise together, and we rise by lifting each other up. We don't rise by stepping on another person, but we rise by pulling each other up instead of tearing anyone down. That's the lion mindset that we need in order for us to be the change, in order for us to make a difference in this world that we live in. It's so funny. When I was in the 8th grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition using the idiomatic expression that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird, meaning I became successful again. So really, that English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it resonates with me. And it also aligns with my destiny. So for those of you who don't know the phoenix bird, the phoenix is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This creature acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestor, which represents our capacity for vision and success. So I want to encourage you, if you're watching, if you're listening under my voice, I want to encourage you that when a world comes crashing down, wear your scars to show how a phoenix feels like to die from inside, and trust in your own capability to rise from your own ashes. Since the phoenix has to die, burn, experience pain before resurrection from its own ashes. Please write this down in conclusion. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. And I know that you've heard this before, that your setback is your setup for your comeback. Your setback is your setup for your comeback. So if I can be honest with you, I don't know what goals you've set for the next 6 months. I don't know what dreams you have for your own future. But here is one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. But many people have become crippled by their past encounters. And some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that with God, we're all destined for greatness as long as we follow his strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering a gift and following God's idea will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, he once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what skills, what talents, and what books will die with you? And the late Dr. Miles Monroe continued saying that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the dreams, all the goals, all the skills, all the visions, all the talents have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you, but with me, listening to all these messages, it just gave me sleepless night. And I remember it very well when I first started journaling my book, my first book, Rise to Greater Heights, which is a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. And I didn't stop there. Like I've mentioned, with the whole death of George Floyd incident, I decided that you know what, it's high time we share the knowledge. Everyone was born with 30 Universal Declaration of Human Rights. These are God-given fundamental rights and freedoms. It's not like, the government is granting you all these rights. No, you were born with these rights and you will die with those rights, because I believe that everyone is born free and everyone is equal in dignity. It doesn't matter where we are born or what kind of family we are born into. If you have to ask yourself, what's really holding you back now? What's holding you back from going confident in the direction of your dreams? Is it fear? Is it procrastination? Is it mediocrity? Is it distraction? What's holding you back? Kings and queens, it's so essential to assess your goals' progress. You'll have to cultivate your mindset for success. Cultivate your mindset for success, because you've got this, it's within you. You can have the drive within you to become what you really want in life. You can always bounce back to life. You can bounce back no matter what challenges you are facing. Your resilience to greatness, it's a guarantee. You can bounce back to life. So I believe with all these books, they have the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. And I also have a free transformation guide for you. It's available on my website, www.risetogreaterheights.com. Trust me, with this free transformation guide, you'll be able to explore leadership, empowerment, being purpose-driven, mentorship, coaching, resilience to greatness, mental health, emotional intelligence, and many, many more topics, including spiritual growth, as well as successful parenting. Because growing up, I didn't have much in life, because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. And I thank God that I missed that flight, because I'm still here today. I'm still sharing my message, because I had everything because of my mama's love. And I love you so much, Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Gunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, amazing speakers. So at this moment, please feel free to share with the audience your final thought on the subject human rights, as well as share with them how they can reach out to you and your upcoming event, your upcoming book, you know, just feel free. Catherine, the stage is yours, Queen.
Oh, wow. I'm all for human rights, and I believe that everyone has the right to have the freedom to live the life that they want to live, to go where they want to go, to be able to have the life that they desire and that God has allowed them to have, because God is the creator of it all anyhow. And so if God gave us freedom, then we have the right to have that same freedom up on the earth. And so I just believe that the human rights, just having that ability to just be able to have that freedom. And I love speaking on freedom because I always talk about forgiveness is freedom. And so when you think about forgiveness as freedom, you're thinking about your human rights as well, because it's freedom. When you're free to do what you want to do, where you want to go, and just collaborate with just different people all over the world without someone's telling you, you don't have a right to go here, you don't have a right to go there. But I just want to say this, that believe in yourself no matter what. You are the dictator of your life outside of God. You can create your own life. And so you have the opportunity to transform your life. And so with the human rights, use that to your ability. And like you said, rise to greater height. You can do that. And so you can follow me on social media at Catherine B. Mitchell on Facebook and Instagram. And you can also visit my website at www.catherinebmitchell.com. I do have a book entitled A Transformed Survivor that will be releasing soon in January, that I'm super excited about, that I do want to share with you guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned and follow me so that you don't miss the opportunity to order your book early on Amazon. And then also I have the Queendom Diary books as well on my website. It is a bestseller. So if you're wanting to heal from all your trauma, from your past pain, this book is really, really helpful to those who is holding in those inner child pain. So it's all about healing the inner child so that you can rise to the greater heights to be who God has called you to be. My name is Catherine B. Mitchell. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so grateful.
Oh, wow, wow. So good. People, go out there and reach out to Catherine. You will never go wrong with the books that she has in store for you. And yes, we'll be on the watch for your upcoming book. We'll be on the watch. So thank you so much, Catherine. And I believe that our audience really will reach out to you, because we need this. You need someone who will just hold you accountable for your actions. That's what we need. That's the reason why we have coaches around us. We've got mentors around us. Someone will be like, hey, you said you're gonna do this within this time. So I believe that our audience will definitely reach out to you. I can see Shoni Pilen Amatsebula. Welcome, Shoni. She's saying that so encouraged, and I can see Tembe Gilam Zebele watching. Benjamin Meli Lami, he is watching, and Princess is saying intent versus impact. I believe she was commenting on Lisa's message. And I can see Benoit, I can see Kela, I can see Mariah. She's just giving us fire, and Anna is also watching. So our audience have been really, really moved. They've been inspired by all these messages. You can go ahead, Lisa, and share with the audience how they can also reach out to you, your final thoughts, and yes.
Thank you. I definitely have lots of great things coming in the future, also aspiring author, and we'll be looking at some women's events specifically, and just really go out and be kind. Be kind and respectful. We don't know what the other person is going through that day. And educate yourself. Education is the most powerful tool for change. And I have a friend that just, that's her mantra. And I've learned to grow with it and adopt that too. And it is so true. The more that we can learn, the more we realize that we don't know, and the more we want to learn. And just reach out, have conversations, and connect with me anytime, lisamueller.com. And I'm definitely on social media as well, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Thank you.
Wow. Like you've mentioned, that education is a powerful tool. It's a powerful tool to combat stigma. It's a powerful tool like to spread more knowledge on human rights, education, because you'll be so surprised on how much you didn't know until you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So go out there, good people, reach out to Lisa. You really need her. She has mentored more than 2,500 youth. So you definitely better reach out to Lisa, because she's gonna be holding you accountable for your actions, your promises that you say that I'm gonna set my goal in for 6 weeks, for 6 months. She's gonna be like checking on you. So go out there, good people, reach out to Lisa, because you need her message and her upcoming book. She's no longer gonna be an aspiring, but she's gonna be a bestseller. Bestseller on Amazon International. Her book is coming out. So go out there, good people, and reach out to Lisa. So thank you so much, amazing speakers. Lisa, thank you so much, Catherine, for being with us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success. We don't take your presence here for granted. We are really, really honored. We are humbled, and thank you for saying yes to be with us here today. I believe like throughout all of your messages, our viewers have been really, really inspired. So thank you to both of you. So to our audience online, thank you so much for joining us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I hope from all these amazing messages, from all these amazing speakers, you've been inspired, you've been motivated, and you are ready to rise to greater heights. So do join us next week at the same time, same place. Thank you. Merci. Siyabonga.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody set the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to